You've been told your whole life that vitamins are always good for you, haven't you? But if you're over 60, I need you to listen to me very carefully, because that idea may already be harming your memory without you noticing. There are 4 vitamins, very common ones, the kind most seniors take every single morning, that can silently damage your brain when taken in the wrong dose or without proper medical guidance. And the scary part is that these vitamins are sold as if they were completely harmless. Many of my own patients believed they were protecting their memory, when in truth they were feeding a problem that slowly steals clarity, focus, and even personality. It's not your fault. Nobody explains this. But today I will, and I promise to do it in a simple human way, so you finally understand what is really happening inside your brain. And I'll also show you the 4 vitamins you absolutely must take daily if you want a sharper, stronger mind after 60. Please stay with me. This may save you years of frustration. My name is Dr. Elizabeth Collins. I've spent more than 25 years treating seniors with memory loss, dementia, confusion, and cognitive decline. I've seen what truly protects the brain and what quietly destroys it. And I'm telling you this with complete honesty. Most people over 60 are taking at least one vitamin that works against their brain, even the healthy, careful ones, even those who eat well. Because the danger isn't the vitamin itself, it's the excess, the wrong combination, or the simple misunderstanding about how the aging brain reacts to certain nutrients. Let me start by revealing the second best solution for your memory, so you can begin protecting your brain today. I want to begin with something that works, something safe, something your brain actually loves. And it's surprisingly simple: the right daily dose of vitamin B12. I choose B12 here because it's one of the most misunderstood vitamins in the world of aging. People think, oh, I eat well, I don't need that. But after 60, your stomach absorbs far less B12, even if your diet is perfect. And low B12 is one of the fastest ways to lose mental clarity. This vitamin helps your brain because it supports the cells responsible for memory, balance, and attention. When B12 drops, your brain begins to misfire in small ways, forgetting names, losing simple words, getting tired faster, feeling mentally slower in the morning. Many seniors think this is normal aging, but it's not. It's a deficiency your brain is begging you to correct. A small daily supplement of methylated B12 helps your memory because it restores the energy your neurons need to communicate. It's like cleaning a cloudy window so the light finally comes in again. And no, this isn't a magical cure, but it prevents a type of silent confusion I've seen hundreds of times in my clinic. Confusion that disappears almost magically once B12 levels are corrected. When this vitamin is in balance, many seniors tell me they feel awake again, or lighter, or more themselves. And that is why I call it the second best solution: simple, safe, and absolutely essential. But before we continue, I need you to understand why these truths matter so much. Because in a moment, I will reveal the very worst vitamin for your brain after 60. The one almost no one suspects, the one sold as if it were a miracle, but that quietly raises the risk of memory loss when used without proper supervision. And I will explain exactly how to protect yourself, with no fear and no confusion. For now, I want you to take a deep breath and think about something. Have you ever taken supplements because everyone said it was good? Have you ever doubled a dose because you felt it wasn't working fast enough? Have you ever mixed vitamins without knowing how they interact with your brain? Don't feel guilty. You are not alone. This is more common than you think, and it's the reason I'm speaking to you with this urgency today. You deserve clarity. You deserve truth. And you deserve a mind that stays yours for many years to come. Before I continue, I'd love to know something from you. Would you comment below and tell me, what memory difficulties have you been experiencing lately? Or maybe you want to tell me your name and where you're watching from? I truly enjoy knowing who I'm helping. And if there's a specific topic you want me to explain in a future video, please leave your suggestion. I read everything with care. Now that you understand how essential the right vitamins can be, I need to guide you into the part most people never hear about: the hidden dangers. And I want you to listen with calm attention, because what I'm about to say is something I usually only tell my private patients, the ones who sit with me in my clinic and say, "Doctor, I don't understand why my memory is getting worse even though I take all my vitamins." This is the moment when their eyes open, and I see both fear and relief at the same time. And I want you to have that same clarity right now. The first vitamin on the list of the worst for your brain after 60 is vitamin A in excess. Most seniors don't realize that the older brain becomes far more sensitive to fat-soluble vitamins, and vitamin A is stored in your liver, building up quietly. The problem is that too much of it, especially from supplements, can make your brain feel heavy, slow, and unfocused. You might think you're just tired, but in reality, your neurons are reacting to toxicity that accumulates drop by drop. This vitamin was sold for decades as something wonderful for eyesight and immunity, but no one told you that the aging brain cannot flush it out as efficiently. This means even a small overdose over time can create a foggy sensation, irritability, or those moments when you walk into a room and forget why you're there. When I explain this to seniors, they always look surprised because they believed they were doing everything right. And that's exactly why this information matters. You need to protect yourself, not harm yourself in silence. But let me shift your attention now to another brain-protecting nutrient, one of the 4 most important you should take daily. It is magnesium, specifically magnesium glycinate or magnesium L-threonate. It helps your brain because it calms overactive neurons, strengthens memory circuits, and improves sleep quality. And sleep, as you know, is the foundation of cognitive health. Poor sleep ages the brain faster than time itself. Magnesium gently relaxes your nervous system without sedating you, and this creates the ideal environment for your brain to repair itself each night. Many seniors tell me they feel less anxious, less mentally stiff, and more emotionally balanced after taking the right form of magnesium. And it's such a simple step. Just 1 small dose in the evening can help your neurons reset, making it easier for you to remember conversations, names, and daily tasks. This is why I include magnesium among the 4 vitamins you must take. It supports the entire structure of memory. Now let's return to the dangers. Another vitamin that becomes risky with age is vitamin E in high doses. People see it in anti-aging creams and supplements and assume more is better. But your brain doesn't work like that. Vitamin E, when taken in excessive supplemental amounts, can thin your blood too much, making it harder for oxygen to reach your brain efficiently. And without oxygen, your neurons begin to struggle. You may feel dizzy, confused, or unusually fatigued. Some of my older patients took vitamin E for years because of advertisements promising longevity, but instead they experienced subtle cognitive decline they couldn't explain. The truth is, you don't need large supplemental doses. Your food already provides what your brain needs. Too much only disrupts the delicate balance your neurons rely on. But let me give you another strong nutrient your brain loves, vitamin D3. This is one of the classic vitamins, yes, but here's what most people don't realize. After 60, low vitamin D3 doesn't just weaken your bones. It slows your brain. It reduces your mental energy. It increases the chances of confusion after simple tasks. And correcting vitamin D3 is one of the easiest ways to brighten your cognition. When your levels rise, your brain receives better hormonal support, your mood stabilizes, and your memory circuits become more responsive. I always say that vitamin D3 is like turning on the lights inside a room you thought was dim forever. It's safe, it's necessary, and your brain depends on it far more than you realize. Now, before we move forward into even deeper territory, I want you to pause for a moment and reflect. Have you ever taken a supplement because someone told you it would boost your immunity without knowing how it interacts with the aging brain? Have you ever bought a multivitamin thinking it would help a little of everything, without understanding that some ingredients may be too strong for your age? This is not carelessness. This is misinformation. And that is exactly why I'm here with you, guiding you step by step. Tell me in the comments, have you ever taken vitamin A or vitamin E without knowing the risks? Or does someone you love take them daily? Share your experience, your doubts, or even just your age and name. I love knowing who I'm talking to. Your comment helps me create better content for you. Now we are entering the heart of this conversation, the point where most seniors finally understand why their memory has been slipping, even when they believe they're doing everything right. I promise to reveal the best solution, the one that truly transforms the aging brain, and I'm going to guide you there gently, clearly, and with complete honesty. But before I show you the most powerful vitamin you must take daily, we need to talk about another silent danger that many people overlook. Because protecting your memory isn't just about adding the right nutrients, it's also about removing the ones that disturb your brain little by little. One of the most harmful nutrients when taken unnecessarily after 60 is iron. Yes, iron, the same mineral everyone was taught to associate with strength. But the truth is that iron becomes dangerous when the body no longer needs extra amounts, and most seniors don't. As you age, iron tends to accumulate naturally, especially if you eat meat regularly or take multivitamins that include it. Excess iron behaves like rust inside the brain. It promotes inflammation, damages delicate neural structures, and accelerates cognitive aging. Many older adults who complain of feeling mentally heavy or sluggish don't realize that excess iron may be part of the problem. The older brain is extremely vulnerable to oxidative stress, and iron is one of the biggest triggers of that stress when taken without medical necessity. This is why I urge people over 60 to avoid iron supplements unless a doctor specifically confirms deficiency. Your brain deserves to be protected from anything that accelerates wear and tear, no matter how normal that nutrient appears. Now let me finally reveal the #1 vitamin I consider essential for anyone who wants to protect their memory with real effectiveness: omega-3 DHA. Not just any omega-3, specifically DHA, the type that directly builds and repairs the structure of your brain. This is the nutrient I've seen bring the most consistent improvements in patients who feel their memory slipping. DHA helps your brain because it strengthens the fatty layer around your neurons, allowing them to communicate more quickly and more clearly. When DHA levels are low, your thoughts become slower. When DHA levels rise, your mind becomes sharper and calmer. It helps reduce inflammation in the brain, improves blood flow, and supports emotional stability. Seniors often tell me they feel more present in conversations, more aware of their surroundings, more confident when thinking or making decisions. And the effect is cumulative. The longer you take DHA consistently, the more resilient your brain becomes. I wish every person over 60 understood this. You cannot build strong memory circuits with a brain that is dry, inflamed, or undernourished. DHA supplies the foundation. It is like giving the brain the material it needs to rebuild itself from the inside out. And this is the main reason I call it the #1 solution. It doesn't just support your memory, it transforms it. It gives your brain the physical strength to keep you mentally independent for longer. I've seen seniors recover clarity they thought was lost forever, simply by making DHA a non-negotiable part of their day. But now I need to prepare you for something extremely important, something that explains why many seniors fail in their efforts to protect their brain. I'm going to show you the enemies, the mistakes almost everyone makes without realizing them. These mistakes weaken your progress, disrupt your memory, and create silent damage that goes unnoticed until it becomes serious. And believe me, every time I explain these mistakes in my consultations, people say, "Doctor, no one ever told me that." And that is exactly why you are here. You deserve the truth. Before I move on, I want to hear from you. Have you ever taken iron without knowing it could accumulate in your brain? Have you ever taken a multivitamin thinking it was harmless, without noticing that it included nutrients your body didn't need? Or maybe you've tried omega-3 before but didn't know the difference between DHA and the other types. Tell me in the comments. Your experience matters. And if you feel comfortable, share your age or your city. I love knowing who is learning with me. You've now learned the truth about the vitamins that quietly protect your brain and the ones that slowly work against it. But there's something far more dangerous than a wrong supplement. And it's the simple, everyday mistakes that almost every person over 60 makes without realizing how deeply they affect memory. These mistakes do not attack suddenly. They work in silence. They chip away at your clarity little by little until one day you notice that simple things take longer, conversations feel harder, and your thoughts no longer flow the way they used to. And the worst part is that these mistakes feel so normal that most seniors never suspect them. The first silent enemy is taking multiple supplements together in the morning without understanding how they interact. Many older adults start the day swallowing a handful of pills and capsules, believing they are doing something healthy. But your stomach, especially after 60, becomes more delicate. When too many supplements hit your system at once, they compete for absorption, irritate your digestive lining, and trigger inflammatory responses that travel directly to your brain. This inflammation doesn't feel dramatic. It feels like slow thinking, forgetting numbers, or not being fully awake even after breakfast. Your brain needs gentle support, not a chaotic rush of substances it cannot process all at once. Separating your supplements throughout the day is a simple correction, but most people never think about it until I explain what's happening inside their nervous system. The second hidden enemy is combining calcium supplements with the wrong foods at the wrong time. Calcium isn't just a bone mineral. When taken incorrectly, it can interfere with blood flow and even disrupt electrical signals in the brain. I've seen seniors take calcium right before coffee or right before a high-protein meal, and this combination forces your body to work too hard at once. When digestion becomes overloaded, your brain receives less oxygen and less glucose. That's when you lose focus, get easily confused, or feel a strange heaviness behind your eyes. Many people think their memory is getting old, but what's happening is simply poor timing. Your brain needs stability. Calcium must be taken away from meals that stress digestion, or it becomes a cognitive burden instead of a support. The third enemy is subtle, but extremely harmful. Taking fat-soluble vitamins late at night, especially vitamin A or vitamin E. Your liver processes these vitamins slowly, and nighttime is when your brain needs to restore itself. When the liver is busy fighting through excess vitamin load, your brain loses restorative power. You wake up feeling groggy, mentally dull, or emotionally flat. Many older adults tell me, I sleep 8 hours, but I still wake up exhausted. And often, this is the reason. Nighttime is sacred for memory. Anything that disrupts the cleaning and repair cycles of the brain can, over months and years, accelerate cognitive decline. This is why timing matters just as much as the vitamin itself. Now, as we correct these mistakes, I want to reinforce something extremely important. Your brain is not weak. It is not failing. It is simply reacting to patterns that were never explained to you. And once you understand these patterns, everything becomes easier. Your memory becomes lighter. Your focus becomes more stable. You no longer feel like your thoughts are slipping away from you. You gain control again. Let me guide you with absolute clarity. When you separate your supplements in small doses throughout the day, you reduce stress on your system. When you avoid mixing calcium with heavy meals, you keep your brain oxygenated and alert. And when you stop taking fat-soluble vitamins at night, you allow your neurons to repair the damage of the day. These changes may seem small, but the brain is built on small details. And at your age, every detail matters. I've witnessed beautiful transformations in seniors who simply adjusted these habits. Their families noticed they were more engaged in conversations, more confident when making decisions, and more emotionally present. Memory is not just about remembering, it's about living fully. It's about feeling like yourself again. Before I guide you to the final part of our journey, I'd love to hear from you. Have you ever taken multiple supplements at once? Do you usually take calcium with your meals? Or have you been taking vitamins at night thinking it was a good routine? Tell me your experience in the comments. You can also share your name, your age, or your city. I truly enjoy hearing your stories. Your comment helps me understand what you need most. Now that you understand the hidden dangers, the silent mistakes, and the vitamins that can either protect or damage your memory, I want to close this conversation by giving you something even more important: a sense of confidence. A feeling that your brain is not drifting away from you, that you are not powerless, and that your future is still in your hands. I've spent decades working with seniors, and the most painful thing I see is not memory loss itself. It's the fear that comes with it. The fear of becoming a burden. The fear of forgetting the people you love. The fear of losing yourself. But I want to tell you something with all the softness and honesty I have. Your brain is still listening to you. It still responds. It can still grow stronger. You have not reached the end of your cognitive potential simply because you turned 60, 70, or 80. In fact, many of the improvements I've seen in my clinic happened in people over 75. The brain has extraordinary resilience when it receives the right support, the right nutrients, and the right habits. And today, you already know more than most people your age. Today, you have information that can change the entire trajectory of your mind. You now understand that too much vitamin A slows the brain, that large doses of vitamin E thin the blood and disrupt cognition, that unnecessary iron accelerates inflammation, and that timing alone can be the difference between waking up clear-headed or waking up lost inside your own thoughts. But knowing the dangers is only half the victory. The true strength comes from building the habits that protect your neurons day after day. The right dose of B12 supporting your cognitive energy. Magnesium calming your nervous system and helping your sleep repair your memory. Vitamin D3 lighting up the brain from the inside. And DHA rebuilding the very structure that keeps your mind stable and sharp. As I share all this with you, I want you to imagine your brain as a garden. Not a garden of flowers, but a garden of memories. Every moment of your life is planted there. Some memories are blooming, some are hiding, some need more light, some need protection from weeds. Bad habits, wrong doses, and harmful vitamins are the weeds. The right supplements, the right timing, and the right understanding are the sunlight. You are not losing your garden. You are learning how to care for it again. And caring for your brain is not about perfection. It's about awareness. It's about making small, steady choices that support your future. It's about feeling proud that you are taking steps many people never take. When you decide to avoid harmful excesses, your brain gains space to breathe again. When you choose the nutrients that rebuild, your mind becomes more alive. When you correct old habits, your neurons finally function without the constant pressure of overload. I want you to notice something. Everything I shared today is simple. Not easy, but simple. And that's because the aging brain doesn't need complicated medicine. It needs clarity. It needs respect. It needs consistency. You don't have to change your entire life. You just have to support your brain the way it has supported you for decades. You have lived through challenges, raised families, built relationships, worked, learned, survived. Your brain has carried every memory, every emotion, every experience. Now it is your turn to care for it with the same devotion. As we come to the end of our conversation, I want to invite you to stay connected with me. I want to know your story. I want to know which part of today's video surprised you the most. Was it discovering that vitamin A overload can slow your thinking? Was it the truth about calcium timing? Was it learning that DHA is the true foundation of brain structure? Or maybe something else spoke to you? Something that finally made sense of the mental changes you've been noticing? Please write in the comments. Tell me which of these mistakes you've made without realizing it. Tell me what vitamins you take daily and whether you've ever been confused about them. Tell me your name, your age, your country. I genuinely love hearing who is walking this journey with me. And if you'd like me to create a video explaining another topic, memory foods, dementia prevention, supplements seniors should avoid, or even morning routines for sharper thinking, just leave your suggestion. I read every message with attention and affection. Thank you for staying with me. Thank you for taking care of yourself. Your brain is precious, and you deserve a long life with clarity, dignity, and peace.